Do you believe that the person closest to you could be the source of your deepest pain?
That your own mother could be the witch you're looking for. Today, I am going to share a true life story that will shake you to your core. A story about four sisters, one devastating pattern, and a secret that nearly destroyed an entire family. But before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, hit that subscribe button now. You won't want to miss stories like this. Now, let's begin. In the heart of Ekiti State, Nigeria, there lived a family blessed with four beautiful daughters. Bisola, the responsible firstborn, Shadi, the ambitious second daughter, Anu, the free-spirited third, and Joy, the baby of the family, who had special love for God. Their childhood home was filled with laughter and dreams. Their father was a kind man, always encouraging his daughters to reach for the stars. Their mother, well, she was there, but something about her always felt distant, cold, and evil.
Papa, when I finish university, I'm going to get a big job in Lagos.
Young Bisola would declare, her eyes shining with hope. And I will join you.
And
I'll
Shadow
join.
would add excitedly. We will all join you. Anu and Joy will chorus together. Their father will smile warmly. My daughters will conquer the world. Their mother will simply nod and continue with her cooking. Her face unreadable. Years passed. Bisola graduated from the university and, true to her word, landed an excellent job in Lagos. One by one, her younger sisters left Ekiti and moved in with her. The little apartment buzzed with energy of four young women chasing dreams. They studied hard, they worked hard, and one by one, they all graduated and secured good jobs in a bustling city of Lagos. Life was beautiful.
Can you believe it?
Bisola said one evening as they all sat together in their large apartment.
Four village girls from Ekiti, all university graduates with good jobs.
Papa will be so proud.
Joy said softly. They were living the dream. Soon, they each found their own place, grown into independent women, and then, as life would have it, love came knocking. Bisola was the first to get married. Her wedding was everything she dreamed of. Her husband, Tunde, was a gentleman, respectful, loving, and completely devoted to her. I can't believe how lucky I am, Bisola confided to her sisters on her wedding night. Tunde is everything I ever wanted. Their marriage was blissful. No arguments, no dramas, just pure simple love. When Bisola became pregnant with their first child, Tunde was over the moon. He attended every doctor's appointment, rubbed her feet when they swelled, and painted the nursery himself. Their first child, a beautiful baby girl, arrived healthy and perfect. Tunde was a doting father, barely able to put her daughter down. 2 years later, Bisola became pregnant again. Throughout the pregnancy, nothing changed. Tunde remained the same loving husband. He held her hand during contractions, wiped the sweat from her forehead, and cried tears of joy when their second child, a bouncing baby boy, entered the world. But then, the very next morning, after Bisola gave birth, as she lay in the hospital bed, nursing their newborn son with their daughter playing nearby, her phone rang. Tunde, we are ready to come home, she began. Don't come home. Bisola heart stopped. What? Tunde, what are you talking about? His voice was cold and mechanical, like he was reading from the script. I don't want you as my wife anymore. Pack your things, take the children, don't come back. Tunde, what are you saying? Is this a joke? I just gave birth to your son. Click. He hung up. Bisola stared at the phone, her hands trembling. Her newborn son screamed in her arms, and her 2 years old daughter looked up at her with innocent eyes. Mama, when is daddy coming? Bisola couldn't answer. She was too busy trying to breathe through the panic that is crushing in her heart. The family rallied. Her father went to Tunde to speak with him. Her mother came to the hospital, though she seemed oddly calm about the whole situation. Her sisters surrounded her with love and support, but Tunde was unmoved. He wouldn't give a reason. He wouldn't discuss it. He simply wanted her gone. There must be another woman, people whispered, but there wasn't. Maybe he was under stress, others suggested. But he seemed perfectly fine, just completely indifferent to the wife that he had adored only days before. It made no sense. Bisola moved back with her sisters, heartbroken and confused, with two small children and no answers. A year later, Anu got married. She watched her sister's marriage crumble and was determined her story would be different. My husband is different, Anu assured everyone. Emeka would never do something like that. And she was right. For a while, Emeka was wonderful. Their wedding was joyful. Their honeymoon was romantic. And when Anu got pregnant, Emeka was thrilled. Their first child, a son, was born healthy. Emeka was a hand-on father, always present, always loving. See, Anu told Bisola, not all men are like Tunde. What happened to you was a one-time thing. Bisola wanted to believe her, but something gnawed at her gut. A feeling she couldn't shake. When Anu became pregnant with their second child, that feeling grew stronger. Throughout the pregnancy, Emeka was his usual loving self. He threw Anu a surprise baby shower. He set up the nursery. He talked to her belly every night. The labor was difficult, but Emeka held Anu's hand through every contraction. When their second son was born, he was so happy. Tears streamed his face. I love you so much, he whispered to Anu as she held their newborn. You have given me everything. That night, Anu fell asleep in the hospital, exhausted but happy. Her husband in the chair beside her bed. The next morning, she woke up to an empty chair and a text message. I can't do this anymore. The marriage is over. Don't contact me again. Anu read it 3 times before she screamed. The nurses rushed in. Her sisters rushed in. But Emeka had already blocked her number. Just like Tunde, just like it was scripted. The family tried to intervene. They went to Emeka's family. They pleaded. They begged for explanation. Emeka's own family was baffled. We don't understand. His mother cried. He loved her just yesterday. He was telling us how blessed he was. But Emeka wouldn't budge, wouldn't talk, wouldn't explain. He just left. Now, there were two sisters, each with two children, no husband, no answers. Bisola looked at Anu as she cried in the hospital bed. It is not a coincidence anymore, she whispered. Something is very wrong. Shadow was terrified. She watched both her older sisters' marriages collapse in identical, inexplicable ways. But she was already engaged to David, a successful man based in the UK. Maybe it's because their husbands are in Nigeria, she told herself. David is abroad. He's more exposed, more civilized. This won't happen to me. The wedding took place in Nigeria, beautiful and grand. David was charming, his British assets making all the aunties swoon. After the wedding, he returned to the UK to process Shade's visa while she stayed back, newly pregnant. They talked every day. Video calls, text messages, voice notes. David was the perfect long distance husband. When Shade gave birth to their daughter, David was on the video call the entire time, coaching her breathing, telling her how strong she was. I wish I could be there to hold her, he said, tears in his eyes, as he looked at his newborn daughter through the screen. Soon, my love, soon, you both will be here with me. But the visa process hit delays. Paperwork issue. It's okay, David assured her. We will get through this together. Shadi got pregnant again. Throughout the pregnancy, David remained a devoted husband. He sent money for the best doctors, the best food, the best everything. He would fall asleep on video calls just to be with her at night. When Shade went into labor, David was on the phone immediately. He stayed on the line through every contraction, every push, every moment of pain. You are doing amazing, my love, he encouraged. I can hear the baby. Is it a boy or a girl? It's a boy, the nurse announced. A healthy baby boy. Shade had David's whoop of joy through the phone. It's son? Shade, you have given me a son. I love you so much. I love you too, Shade whispered, exhausted but elected. Rest now, David said softly. You must be tired. I'll call you in the morning. Shade smiled. Good night, my love. Good night. Morning came. Shade reached for her phone, eager to show David their son in the daylight. She called. The number you have dialed is not available. She tried WhatsApp. Message not delivered. Facebook account not found. Instagram user not found. Email bounced back. Every single method of communication gone, blocked, erased, as if David had never existed, as if their marriage had been a dream. Shade called David's family in the UK. Please, she begged. What happened? Is he okay? Did something happen to him? David is fine, his brother said, confused. I just spoke to him yesterday. He's at work, but he said he doesn't want to talk about you. He said the marriage is over. I don't understand anything. He was just excited about the baby. Click. Even David's family couldn't explain it. 3 sisters, 6 children, 3 marriages destroyed in the exact same way, all after the birth of their second child. Obviously, something is very wrong. And all this while, these sisters, they didn't stay still. They were going everywhere possible, asking questions, doing everything they could, going to prayer houses, babalawo houses, doing every sacrifices they were asked to do. Yet, this kept happening. Joy was the baby sister, the church girl, the one who had always been closest to God. She watched her 3 older sisters' life fall apart and knew, absolutely knew, that this was no natural occurrence. This is spiritual, she declared to her sisters. We are under serious attack. The sisters continued their spiritual warfare. They went to prophets who claimed to see visions. They visited prophetess who demanded expensive sacrifices. They went to prayer mountains. They fasted until they were weak. They cried until they had no more tears. They poured money into spiritual solutions. One prophet said their problem was from their father's side, another said it's from their mother's lineage. Each had a different diagnosis, a different price, a different promise. Nothing worked. But Joy refused to give up. She prayed harder, fasted longer, trusted deeper. God will not let this happen to me, she declared. I will marry a godly man and my marriage will stand. She became even more devoted to her faith. She only dated men from church, men who knew the word, men who loved God. When she met someone, a choir director with a voice like an angel and a heart for ministry, Joy knew he was the one. He is different from our brothers-in-law, Joy told her sisters. He is truly sold out for God. No cause can touch a marriage built on Christ. They courted a few months, praying together, fasting together, studying the Bible together. Their courtship was the mode of Christianity purity. The wedding was in the church, officiated by their senior pastor. The vows were sincere, the prayers were fervent, the faith was strong. And for 6 months, their marriage was everything Joy had prayed for. Someone was loving, attentive, and spiritual. They prayed together every morning, read devotional together every night. When Joy got pregnant, they both fell on their knees and thanked God. Our children will be raised in the fear of the Lord, Samuel declared. Our family will be a testimony. Throughout the 9 months, their love only deepened. Samuel went to every daughter's appointment, prayed over her belly, sang worship songs to their unborn babies. Yes, babies, Joy was carrying twins. Double blessings, Samuel would say. His hands on her swollen belly. God is faithful. The labor came suddenly one evening. Samuel rushed home from work to find Joy in a serious contraction. Let's go, he urged, helping her to the car. His hands were shaking, but his faith was steady. God is with us. You are going to be fine. Our babies are going to be fine. At the hospital, Bisola met them. She had become a rock for all her sisters during their pregnancy. The doctor checked Joy and admitted her. It's going to be a while, they told Samuel. You can go home. Rest. Her sister is here. Samuel hesitated. I don't want to leave her. Go, honey, Joy said, squeezing his hand. Get some rest. I will test you when it's time. I love you, Samuel said, kissing her forehead. I will be praying. I love you too. The labor was long and hard, but at 2 a.m., Joy pushed her twin boys into the world. 2 perfect, healthy, beautiful baby boys. Joy wept with joy, holding her son, one in each arm. Thank you, Jesus, she whispered. Thank you. Bisola was crying too. They are perfect. Joy, absolutely perfect. I have to tell someone, Joy said, exhausted but elected. I can't wait until morning. He needs to know. She fumbled for her phone and tested. They are here. Two beautiful boys. We are all healthy. I am so happy, but I'm tired. We will talk in the morning. I love you. She fell asleep with a smile on her face. Her babies in the nursery, her heart full of gratitude. When she woke up a few hours later, there was a message waiting. A long message. Joy read it once, then again, then a third time. Certain she was hallucinating from exhaustion. I don't know who got you pregnant. I don't know who those children's father is, but it is not me. Don't come back to my house. Don't contact me again. I want nothing to do with you or those babies. Her number was blocked. Joy didn't scream like Anu had. She didn't cry like Shade. She didn't panic like Bisola. She just stared at the message, her entire body going numb. Bisola found her like that, frozen, phone in her hand, eyes empty. Joy, Bisola whispered, her heart already breaking because it happened. Joy said faintly, just like you, just like Anu, just like Shade, it happened. 4 sisters, 8 children, 4 destroyed marriage. The same pattern. This was no longer a coincidence. This was a curse. The 4 sisters moving together, pooling their resources, raising their children as a unit. They spent so much money on prophets, spiritual cancellation that their savings were nearly depleted. But Shade's friend knew of one more option. There is a powerful Babalawo, she said quietly. People said he's the final bus stop. If he can't help you, no one can. They have tried everything else. What was one more attempt? The Babalawo price was out of this world. 4 vultures, plus other items. The sisters scrambled together their last savings and bought everything. When they arrived, the Babalawo looked at them with knowing eyes. I see your problem, he said, but the solution may be difficult. He instructed them to pluck every feathers from the vulture with their bare hands, then to strangle the bird and pull off their heads. The sister did it, their hands shaking, their stomach drumming. The Babalawo performed his ritual, bathed them in the vulture's blood, chanted incantation. Wait 6 months, he said confidently. Your husbands will call. They waited 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Nothing. We have been scammed again, Bisola said bitterly. I can't do this anymore, Shade agreed. Let's just focus on our children, Anu suggested. But Joy shook her head. No, I am not giving up. My sons deserve their father. Something is wrong, something specific, and I will find it. She went back to her first love. Prayer, not rituals, not consultation. Just her, God, and desperate faith. One night, during prayers, a thought came to her, clearly as a voice. Go to your father's house. Pray there. She told her sisters, I am going to do a 7-day midnight prayer at Papa's house, naked before God, crying out for answers. Who want to come? They had nothing to lose. They all agreed. When the sisters arrived in their village, their father was surprised but supportive. Whatever you need to do, I support you, he said, as long as it's for God. Their mother simply shrugged. Do what you want, she said, dismissively, and went back to her cooking. For 3 nights, the sisters locked themselves in a room at midnight. They stripped naked as a sign of complete vulnerability before God. They sang, they prayed, until their voices were hoarse. Their father sat outside each night, saying amen to their prayers. His heart was breaking for his daughters. On the 4th night, as they prayed, a violent pounding shook the gates. Bang, 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 bang. Their father stood up annoyed. Who disturbed people in the middle of the night? The pounding continued. Open this gate, a woman's voice screamed. Open it now. Their father's cousin, An elderly woman from the village stood at the gate, her eyes blazed with righteous anger. Where is she? The woman demanded, pushing past their father. Where is that evil woman? Where is your wicked wife? The sisters heard the commotion, but continued their prayers, their voices growing louder, more fervent. I need to see those girls, the elderly woman shouted. They are praying, their father said, confused. What is going on? They have been praying for 3 nights and I have been tormented, the woman cried. I can't sleep. I can't eat. God won't let me rest until I confessed. She sat down heavily, tears streaming down her wrinkled face. I have to tell them the truth. I can't hold it anymore. When the sisters finally emerged from their prayer room, wrapped in wrappers, their face with tears and sweat, the elderly woman stood up. My daughters, she said, her voice breaking. I am so sorry. I am the reason for everything. The sister stared at her, confused. But we didn't do anything to you, Bisola said softly. Why would you curse us? Not you, the woman said, looking past them to where their mother had finally emerged from her room, her face carefully blank. Ha! I cursed her daughters because of what she did to me. And then she told the story. Decades ago, the woman's husband had thrown her out after 2 children, accusing her of infidelity. A lie. In her devastation, she walked through the village in a daze, barely aware of her surroundings. She passed their mother on the road without greeting, too lost in grief to notice. Their mother had called her back and verbally assaulted her, accusing her of chasing men, slapping her in the public. Then went to the market and spread the rumor that the woman had been caught cheating. A complete fabrication. I was already broken. The woman wept, and she destroyed what was left of my reputation. No one will believe me. Everyone believes her lies. In her pain and anger, she had gone to a deity their late grandfather had kept, a deity the family had planned to get rid of after his death. I made a vow that night, the woman confessed. I said that all her daughters would suffer what I suffered, that none of them would stay in marriage after having 2 children. Either the marriage would end or they would die. She'd sacrifice a chicken, pouring it blood for the deity. I have been serving this deity for decades, she said. And every time one of you gave birth to the second child, the curse activated. I am so sorry. I never knew you. You were just children. But I was so angry, so broken. The sisters stood frozen, their eyes moving from the elderly woman to their mother, who had finally stepped out from her room. Their mother's face was like a stone, cold, unmoved, not a flake of remorse. Mama, Bisola whispered, her voice cracking. Did you hear what Auntie just said? Do you understand what you caused? Their mother shrugged. These things occur in families. These things occur. Shade's voice rose in disbelief. Mama, our marriages were destroyed. We've been separated from our husbands for years. Your grandchildren have been growing up without their fathers. Their mother turned away. You all are being so dramatic. Marriages end all the time. Anna was shaking now. Mama, we've been suffering, crying ourselves to sleep, spending everything we had trying to break this curse. You caused it. I didn't curse you, their mother said flatly. She did. She pointed at the elderly woman, dismissingly. Because of you, Joy screamed, tears streaming down her face. Because you lied about her. Because you destroyed her reputation. Because you slapped her when she was already broken. Their father sat heavily on a chair, his head in his hands. This was the first time he was hearing the full story. Is this true? He asked his wife quietly. Did you really do this to her? Their mother rolled her eyes. It was so long ago. She should have moved on by now. The elderly woman let out a bitter laugh. Move on? You destroyed my life and expected me to just move on. But why our daughters? Their father asked, his voice breaking. Why innocent children who had nothing to do with your quarrel? Because I wanted her to feel what I felt, the woman answered honestly. To watch them cry and not being able to fix it, the sisters turned to their mother, desperate for something, an apology, tears, remorse, anything. But their mother simply waved her hand, dismissing, well, if you are going to reverse it, then reverse it. All this noise in the middle of the night is disturbing my sleep. And she turned to go back to her room. Mama, all the four sisters shouted in unison. She stopped, but didn't turn around. That's it, Bisola asked, her voice hollow. You are not going to apologize. You are not going to beg Auntie for forgiveness. You are not going to cry with us. Hold us. Tell us you are sorry for what we have been through. Their mother's shoulder were ridged. I didn't curse you. She did. Talk to her. And with that, she walked into her room and closed the door. The silence that followed was defining. Their father broke down, sobbing, my poor daughters. I am so sorry. I didn't know. The elderly woman wiped her tears and looked at the four sisters with deep compassion. Your fight was never with me. I was just the weapon your mother's wickedness triggered. I am so sorry. Please, Joy said, falling to her knees. Her sisters followed suit. Please, Auntie, reverse it. We have done nothing to you. Our children need their fathers. We need our husbands. The woman nodded, her own tears flowing freely. Come to my house tomorrow morning. I will break it. I am sorry for all the money you wasted on those chalants. What I will do tomorrow morning cost nothing but a chicken. The next morning, the four sisters walked to the elderly woman's house. Their father came with them, but their mother stayed at home, unmoved, unbothered. The woman bought one chicken with her own money. I made you wait so much, she said sadly. This is the least I can do. She performed a simple ritual, waving the chicken over each sister's head 3 times, then slaughtered it and marked them with the blood. It is finished, she said with finality. The curse is broken. Go back to your life. The sisters hugged her, thanking her through their tears. As they prepared to return to Lagos, their father pulled them aside. I am ashamed, he said. Ashamed of your mother. Ashamed that I didn't know. Ashamed that I couldn't protect you. It's not your fault, Papa, Bisola said, holding his hand. He shook his head. A man should know what is happening in his house. I failed you. They said goodbye to their father, but notably, not one of them went to say goodbye to their mother. She watched from the window as they load their cars, her face still emotionless, and she didn't come out. Back in Lagos, the sisters tried to resume their normal life, afraid to hope, afraid to believe that it could really be over. 1 week passed. Then, on a quiet Thursday afternoon, Shade's phone rang, a UK number. Her hand trembled as she answered. Hello? Shade? David's voice was thick with emotion. Shade, is that you? Shade couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. I don't know what happened to me, David said, stammering. And she could hear that he was crying. It's like I woke up from a nightmare. These past years, I can't explain it. It was like I was possessed. She couldn't speak. She couldn't breathe. I don't know what happened, David stammered. And she could hear that he was crying. It's like I woke up from a nightmare. These past years, I can't explain it. It was like I was possessed. Someone was controlling my mind. David, Shade whispered, I am so sorry. I abandoned you and our children. What kind of a monster does that? Please, please forgive me. I want to come home. I want to meet my son. I want to fix this. They talked for 4 hours straight. David couldn't explain the fog that clouded his mind, the strange power that had made him block her, the years that felt like a dark blur. I will book flights, he said. I am coming to Nigeria. We need to fix this properly. 2 days after Shade's call, Bisola was cooking dinner when her doorbell rang. She opened it to find Tunde standing there, tears streaming down his face, a massive bouquet of flowers in his hands. Bisola, he fell on his knees, right there, at the doorstep. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know how to explain, but I am sorry. I am so deeply sorry. Bisola stood frozen, her hand on the door. I threw you out, Tunde continued, his voice breaking. You had just given me a son. I threw you out like garbage. What kind of a man does that? I have been living like a zombie these past years, going to work, coming home, but feeling nothing, empty. I wasn't myself. He looked up at her, his eyes desperate. Then, 3 weeks ago, I woke up, really woke up, and realized what I've done. The wife I loved, still love, the children I abandoned. Bisola, I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I am begging you. Their daughters, now 5 years old, peeking from behind Bisola's. Mama, who is this man? Tunde's face crumbled. His own daughter didn't even recognize him. That's your dad, babe, Bisola said softly, tears beginning to fall. Over the next few weeks, Tunde proved his remorse. He went to therapy to understand what had happened to him. He spent every free moment with his children, making up for lost time. He begged Bisola forgiveness daily. I want to marry you again, he said one evening, properly. A big ceremony. I want to show the whole world that I chose you, that I am committed to you, that I was a fool who almost lost the best thing in his life. Anu's restoration came quietly but powerful. Emeka showed up at her office one afternoon looking like he hadn't slept in days. I need to talk to you, he said. Please, just give me 5 minutes. They sat in her car in the parking slot. I can't explain what happened, Emeka said, his hands shaking. For years, I forgot I loved you. I forgot we had children together. I forgot everything good about us. And then one day, about a month ago, I just remembered everything came flooding back. He turned to her, his eyes red. I haven't been able to sleep since. How do you apologize for abandoning your family? How do you make up for years of absence? And I am so sorry. I am so deeply, terribly sorry. Anu had been through too much to just fall back into his arm. I need time, she said. The boys need to know you slowly. You can't just walk back in and expect everything to be fine. I know, Emeka said. I will do whatever it takes, however long it takes. I will prove to you that I am really back. Joy's restoration was the most dramatic. She was at the playground with her 3 years old twins when a car pulled up. Samuel stepping out, and their eyes met across the playground. He looked devastated, broken. Joy. He walked towards her slowly, like he was approaching something fragile. I flew back 2 days ago. I've been sitting in my car outside my apartment every day, trying to build up the courage to knock on your door. The twins stopped playing, stared at the strange man, making their mommy cry. These are my sons, someone asked, his voice cracking. Joy nodded, unable to speak. Samuel fell to his knees, right there in the playground. I don't know what happened to me. I swear to God. I don't know. I read the text I sent to you that night, and I can't believe those words came from my fingers. That's not me. That's not who I am. He was sobbing now, loud and unashamed. You gave birth to my sons, and I called them bastard. What kind of evil possessed me? Joy, I am sorry. I am so deeply, desperately sorry. Joy knelt down beside him. Samuel, I never stopped praying for you, for us. I knew this wasn't the real you. Can I meet them? He asked, looking at the confused toddlers. Over the next days, Samuel threw himself into fatherhood and restoration. He moved into a hotel nearby and spent every waking moment either with his sons or in prayer, trying to understand what had happened to him. I want to throw a party, he announced one weekend. A welcome party for you and our sons. I want to officially introduce my family to the world. I want everyone to know that I have a wife and twins boys and that I am the most blessed man alive. The party was beautiful. Samuel stood in front of everyone, family, friends, church members, and told the whole story. I abandoned my wife on the day she gave birth, he said, voice strong but emotional. I can't explain why. I can't justify it, but I am here now to declare that Joy is my wife. These boys are my sons, and I will spend the rest of my life making up for the lost years. He turned to Joy. Will you let me? She was crying, but she nodded yes. 3 months later, Bisola stood in a wedding dress for the second time. Tunde had insisted on fully traditional and white marriage ceremony. I want to marry you properly, he said. The first time, I didn't understand the treasure I was getting. This time, I know exactly what I am doing. The ceremony was beautiful, and this time, Tunde vowed we are different. Bisola, I failed you once. I broke your heart and abandoned our children. I can't change the past, but I promise you this. For the rest of my life, I will wake up every day determined to be the husband you deserve. I will never take you for granted again. 6 months after the curse was broken, Shade stood at the airport with her bag packed. David had returned to Nigeria, spent 3 months rebuilding their relationship, and now, finally, their UK visa had been approved. We are going home, David said, his arms around her, all of us together as a family. As they boarded the plane, Shade looked at her children, her daughter, who finally knew her father, her son, who was meeting his homeland for the first time before leaving it. Thank you, Jesus, she whispered. Thank you for the restoration. Anu and Emeka took it slowly, but healing was happening. Emeka had enrolled in counseling, trying to understand the supernatural attack he had been under. He spent every weekend with his sons, teaching them to play football, read them bedtime stories, being the father he should have been. I am not rushing you, he told Anne. Take all the time you need. I just want to be present for you, for our boys. I want to prove that I am here to stay. Slowly, carefully, Anu's heart began to open again. Joy and Samuel's restoration was fastest but deepest. The welcome party had turned into a rededication ceremony. They renewed their vow in the church with their twins as the ring bearers. These boys almost grew up without knowing their father, Samuel said in his testimony. God broke every chain that was holding me captive. Their marriage became stronger than ever, built on the foundation of having survived the impossible. But there was one relationship that never recovered, their mother. After the curse was broken, the sister tried once to talk to her about what had happened. They went back to the village together, all four of them, with their husbands and children. Their father was overjoyed to see his daughters restored, his sons in law back, his grandchildren complete with both parents. But their mother remained cold. So you got your husbands back, she said with shrug. Good for you. No apology, no tears, no acknowledgement of her role in their suffering. Bisola tried.
Mama, do you understand what we went
Do you
through?
understand
Do you
what we
understand that we
went through?
lost years of
Do
our
you
lives?
understand
That we
that
cried
we
ourselves
lost
to
years
sleep?
of our lives? That our children grow up without their fathers? That we cried ourselves to sleep night after night? Their mother waved her
It's
hand
over now.
dismissingly.
Why are you still
It's
talking
over
about
now.
it?
Why are you still talking about it?
You need
Because
to
you need to
apologize.
apologize, Shade said, her voice rising. You need to acknowledge what your wickedness cost us. I
Guys, I
didn't
didn't
curse you,
curse you.
their
She
mother
did.
said for the 100th time. She did. Because of you. All four sisters shouted in unison. Their mother simply walked away. Their father put them aside, shame written all over his face. I am sorry, my daughters. Your mother, I don't know this woman anymore. I thought I knew her, but this coldness, this lack of remorse, I don't understand it. The sisters made a decision that day. We forgive her, Joy said, because we have to for our own peace. But we don't have to subject ourselves, our children, to her toxicity. From that day forward, they maintained relationship with their father. He visited them regularly in Lagos, spent time with his grandchildren, and was present in their lives. But their mother, they kept their distance, respectfully, but distance. She was invited to family events, but treated like a distant relative rather than the matriarch of the house. Their children grew up knowing their grandfather intimately, but barely knowing their grandmother, and their mother never seemed to care. She created her own isolation with her wickedness, and she seemed contented to live in it. Today, all four sisters are still married to their husbands. Their children are growing up in complete home, surrounded by love. The elderly woman who caused them had since passed, but before she died, she spent her final year praying for the sisters, continued blessings, trying to atone for the pain she caused them. But their mother, she is still alive, still in the village, still unrepentant. The sisters has made peace with it. They broke the curse, restored their marriages, and built a beautiful life. Some wounds are healed by God, some are healed by time, and some people just choose to remain wounded, and you have to let them. If this story shook you, hit the like button, subscribe for more true life stories that will leave you speechless,